In a world where equality is just another euphemism for mediocrity, where participation is more highly valued than achievement, where just enough to get by is the new standard of excellence, there is a small minority of people who fight back against such apathy, who struggle daily to reach new heights. These brave few are the hope for the future, the bright shining light for the next generation. They are the ones who will lead us to the places we have never dreamed of, to the undiscovered country, to reach goals only a few can even begin to imagine. Unfortunately, none of those people could be here tonight, so kick back and relax. Prepare yourself for several hours of fun, friendship, fascinating conversation, and fabulous music. All those F's, that's an alliteration and kind of a radio trick. Speaking of radio, you're listening to the most popular radio station in the history of broadcast radio, at least among stations that originate from Chris's living room. It's Curious Times. Your host is a curious listener. Here she is, Chris.
All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Curious Times. Welcome to your brand new spanking new week. Monday, February 20th, broadcasting live from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, via the most wonderful radio platform, not even radio, but whatever, broadcasting platform, intuitalks.com. There you go. Brought to you by the letter J. And so here we are. We're here. We got Dianna Monroe ready to go. And we'll have to catch up with Dianna. She was away for surgery, foot surgery. Dianne, she sits to, using one of those damn tablets is the problem. Tell her to turn the volume up, number one. Or she might need to put a little headset into her doodad. Hi, Kathleen. Into her device. Tell her to plug it in. Plug in a headset or an earbud or something. And no kidding, welcome to the front. That must be Alan, hey? Gotta be Alan. Headset or earbuds or something. Something, a little something. And it's Dianne, Ghost Rider, negative Ghost Rider. That's better, I was going to say that's better than a positive Ghost Rider, but is it really? Do you have an earbud? What oh my God. Can you guys ask her if does her little device play sound? That might be a at least she can see. Tell her to phone in for sound, and she can play in the chat room and phone in for sounds. Tell her that's what she's going to have to do. Okay? Thank you very much. On with the show. This is it. Okay. So what is crazy going on at this goofy branch? Lisa Nolan Shalosky is here tomorrow. Kathleen Moore is here Wednesday. Thursday, Stop, Drop, Think with Jen Young and Amy Kavanagh. Friday, all the way from Australia, Silva Dutton and Avia Dawn. Hopefully we'll be here Saturday. Oh, and Sunday, Colleen Craig, although last 2 months in a row she's rescheduled. So this has been booked since December for January, and then for December, then for January, and now finally for February. So it's probably been booked since November. And so that was the lady that used to be called the psychic, who is now the psychic of light. And then a week from tonight we're off. Then Nick Fox, Nickaroony is here, and so on and so forth, and such like that. Okay, so Dianna's here tonight. She's a psychic medium, a Reiki Master and Teacher, a past life regression specialist, a paranormal investigator, and an ordained minister. She graduated from the Silva Method, and she has training in a healing modality called spectrum healing using universal energies. She has training in dowsing and studied with Master Chen at Taoist. I always say Taoist, priest and healer. You can connect with Dianna at her website at www.psychicfrontier.com. Here comes Dianna. Hello, Dianna. Oh, you're coughing.
Hello. Yes, I apologize. I was late. My computer's crashing, and then I will go over to my laptop, and I thought it was going to crash, but thankfully I got a hold of you, so we're on. We're here. Yay!
Against all odds. So are you sick on top of it or what?
Yeah, actually, I'm a lot better than I was yesterday. I went to a Bigfoot conference in central Nebraska on Saturday, and a friend from the paranormal group went with me, and he was already sick. And I woke up yesterday, and I felt like I got hit by a truck, and I had like a 2-hour drive to get back home, but I survived.
It's a little funny to me that you had surgery on your foot, and which might have caused some swelling, i.e., a Bigfoot, and a big.
So then I had to go see people who actually hunt Bigfoot, which was it was fascinating to hear people's stories.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. No,
I was just going to say, one of the guys who's, I don't know if people in their audience watch, I guess there's a Finding Bigfoot, I don't know. There's a couple Bigfoot shows on the Discovery Channel, I guess, and I don't watch much television, so I'm not familiar with them. But a guy who's been on a number of those shows, Lyle Blackburn, I must have seen him on one of the shows because I recognized him when I saw him there. He was there, and he had actually gone through at least 10 states in the Deep South and talked to people directly about their accounts of it, and it was really fascinating to hear some of his stories. And he said, I have never... I've been out in these areas where there are a lot of sightings, but I haven't seen one yet. He said, I want to, but he said most of the people that he talked to said, I hope I never see it again. They did not want to experience it. So it's kind of weird how that works out. And then there was a investigation group out of Colorado that had come too. It was fascinating.
My sixth sense tells me that unless you're being bad, that if you really did have some kind of an encounter of a sighting or something like this, that it wouldn't, unless you're like a little if you're a little fraidy cat, girly girl like that, you don't have no business hunting Bigfoot, and really, because I feel that Bigfoot is like a what's the word I'm looking for? A multi-dimensional being. You know what I mean? Like that can come in and out, and I think that's why. You know what I mean? Like that they can just appear and disappear and go to their alternate place.
Yeah, and I've always felt they have an underground connection too, and that could also be interdimensional.
Interdimensional, that's the word I was actually looking for. And it's this brain injury. It files away my information wrong. It's in the wrong filing cabinet, So, and my general sense is that they're a good being, Bigfoot. And so that's a little bit to me like a ghost hunter, getting all screaming and screeching because they something moved in a room when they were ghost hunting. You know what I mean? You don't belong in the business then.
Yeah, that was one of the things, one of the founders of the Sasquatch Investigators of the Rockies, he's been doing this for over 20 years. He said you can always tell the people who are brand new at it and shouldn't be there because as soon as a Sasquatch, when they see new people there are some people that they accept because they leave them alone. They might want to observe them, but they're not trying to shoot them or hurt them in any way. And once they establish that respect, they leave them alone. These people said a lot of times they'll hear them walking around their tents at night, but they just stay in the tents and no problems. But this guy said you can always tell when a new alpha male comes along because what they'll do, the Bigfoots will allegedly break off part of a tree or take a huge rock and throw it at them. They're usually not trying to hit them, but they just want to throw it in the area to scare them, and they usually just take off right then. They don't stay. But the people who are serious about it, that's happened to them, but then they've gone back for years and years,
Yeah. I don't know, when I have somebody tell me they hear Sasquatch walking around their tent at night, that I need a little bit more than that. Because I just think that you're hyper. Let me share a quick little story, and maybe this will explain, right? What I mean, what I'm trying to drive at. So one time when I was a kid and my friend went camping with her parents and I got to go. And it was really my first time camping, I think. And my family wasn't much of a camping family. And so we had a few different bear encounters along the way. And then near the last night or something, we were making our way back home and stopped at, it was either Jasper or Banff, I can't remember which. And we had already had some pretty close encounters with bears already at some previous places in British Columbia. And so then when we pulled into this campground, it was like a national campground kind of deal. And we were told there's on high alert, big, huge, bad bear problem, and they had this problem, and the person, and the da-da-da-da-da. And so you're now on extra high alert, hey? So then that night, anyways, me and my friend were in the tent, and her parents are in the camper, the van, or whatever the hell it was. Like a van that's fitted out like a camper, if you know what I mean. And so, I kind of wake up and I hear this grunting noise, and I'm like freaking out. I'm like, there's a bear right outside. Bear's going to get me. Bear is going to get me. I'm going to die tonight, There's a bear out there. There's a bear out there. There's a bear out there. And my hearing became hyper alert and everything like this, but like I had this in my mind of this bear problem. And after what felt like hours, you know what I mean? But it was probably just a few minutes of just like fear gripping me. I realized that it was just my friend snoring. You know what I mean? And so, I'm just saying that if you're out hunting, which is a bad word, but out looking for Sasquatch and you're camping and you're in your tent at night and then you hear any kind of noise, I suppose it would be easy enough to jump to a conclusion that it's, Sasquatch walking around your tent, but it could be a raccoon. You know what I mean? Like, I think that you would be a little, I don't know. Just because someone told me that they heard Sasquatch walking around outside of their tent, I'm not all that convinced. But
well, they weren't sure what it was. They just said they heard something walking around.
Yeah,
could have been a bear. Okay. That's why they stayed in their tent.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been a raccoon, and it's just that everything is so magnified. If you're in a place of fear, right?
Right.
If you already have a little bit of nervous fear already working, then any noise is going to be, I think, magnified. And I'm just saying that from personal experience based on the story I kind of just told you, Like, to me, this was a huge, gnarly bear that was going to kill me. It was just my friend. It was really not too far away from me inside the same tent, yet I would have sworn under oath that this grunting sound that I was hearing was outside of the tent,
Yeah.
So that's kind of interesting. I had a guy, on my show a few times, called, oh my gosh, it's been so long. Oh my goodness. Well, his radio name was, his BTR name was Sasquatch Spirit. I just had the name and it went poof. Anyway, he claims that he's got, that he telepathically communicates with Sasquatch, and there's a couple of Sasquatch in the area, and he's had this long going relationship and all of this kind of stuff, and that sort of thing. So Thomas. See, the first name came to me. Thomas. I can't remember his. But he was on a couple of bigger radio shows, like not ETR type thing. And so he had some interesting stories to tell about it. And to me, like, it's more than possible that they exist. I kind of feel that dolphins are interdimensional too. But we're somehow allowed to see them and interact with them and everything like this. And there's a reason. Of course, it bothers me knowing there's guys going out there and their way of proving Sasquatch exists is to go kill one.
Right.
Like, what's wrong with beings, right? What is wrong with human beings? Seriously. Makes no sense to me.
Yeah, that's why it was
sense.
nice to go hear people talk who just go out there to, you know, see what they see, and whether it's footprints or sightings or anything else, you know, just to see what's there, enjoy nature, and without any intention of hurting anything else, you know.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and the same would go. I mean, like, listen, if I somehow landed on some other planet, like, I might be a little bit concerned that they would only want to scientifically study me, you know what I mean? And that, you know, like, if they even if they captured a Sasquatch live, what kind of life is that going to be for Sasquatch, right?
Right.
Because human beings, you know, don't have any clue how to treat anything other. You know, we don't even know how to treat each other, for crying out loud, half the time.
Well, that's why in so many ways they're a lot smarter than humans, because they do keep their existence pretty much secret to the majority of the population, because most people just laugh, you know. But now for me, since I was a kid, I've never questioned that there was some, not just Sasquatch, but there are lots of life forms that we don't know anything about, you know, because they live underground or wherever, different parts of the world, or like the Sasquatch, they go to places that topographically humans don't want to go to. You know, that's what one of the guys from Colorado was saying, that they love to go. He's seen them up where the elevation shifts, because humans can't easily navigate that, but they can. So it's yeah, I feel like they've got to be smarter than we are if they can keep their civilization, you know, to themselves. I don't want to say secret, because a lot of people obviously know about them and see them, but vast majority of the population, oh, ha, ha, Bigfoot, you know, we're going camping, we'll see Bigfoot. I think sometimes those might be the people that do have the encounters, you know, ones that don't believe or don't want them. Although when I'm camping, I don't want an encounter. I just want to have a good time in nature.
Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of things that can happen to us as well. So for those people that, you know, either are or aren't looking, you know, like, that's how come, not unlike with anything paranormal, we want to try and rule out any other known reason why, what that was or whatever, you know? And I know, like, even myself, like, we can see things that aren't there, right? You know what I mean? Like, I was coming around the corner from my kitchen bringing coffee. The lighting was really poor, and at the time I had a oscillating fan going on the floor, sort of, you know, like, just to blow some air around. And when I turned the corner, like, just for that moment, like, I actually went back like this, because to me there was like a huge dog getting ready to jump me. And it was just the way the fan blades were, and it was just like an optical illusion, you know? And there was no dog, it wasn't even a ghost dog, you know what I mean? Like, to me, it was the fan blades, it was like just the lighting, and it was just that moment, and it was just like a startling thing, and so that's the mind can play all kinds of tricks on us, right?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. So I think, and then it doesn't help with anything like this. The aliens, the Sasquatch. Then you got to have a bunch of different group of jokers running around fabricating and faking videos, right?
Right.
And then those hoaxes get exposed, and then now nobody believes nothing anymore, right?
Yeah, it's sad that people do that, but, we've all got to kind of come to our own truth and whatever we believe in. That's why I love the speakers that were at this conference, because they weren't trying to tell anybody to believe one thing or another. They were just sharing what they had. And one of the leaders of the Rocky Mountain group was talking about how, they try and go through all possible options, of, like you said, a raccoon, a bear, and
right.
check things out thoroughly before. And he said a lot of times we still don't say, okay, it was definitely a Sasquatch. We just report what happened, and I guess they've got 11 different offices in Colorado alone, and they take reports from all over the state.
Wow.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, but with the mountains there, I would think there might be a large civilization of them there, because why not? Humans can't easily move up and down that terrain very quickly.
It's just that, like with Google Maps and helicopters, all that kind of stuff, you would think by now, right, that somebody would see that, like, while they're flying over or whatever, eh?
I don't know. I mean, if you want to be hidden, you're going to stay hidden, and that was one of the things this particular gentleman that was the head of this group, he said, for anyone that wants to go out there and do this, you've got to really know what you're doing and be comfortable with the terrain, and realize that if you encounter, a Bigfoot, that being is in charge, because it could be anywhere from 7 to 10 feet tall, and weighing however much, you know what I mean, hundreds and hundreds of pounds. So
yeah.
He said, that's one thing he said, and I know that. So, I know when I see one, I don't, you don't run, you just, either stand there or kind of walk off. But he just said as long as he's shown them respect, they leave him alone. So.
Well, and the whole don't run thing, like a bear is a predator, and a bear will chase you if you run. There's no doubt about it. I really don't think that if you're just an innocent camper and you get startled by something, you know what I mean, that and you run, I don't believe that the Sasquatch is going to chase after you and hunt you down.
Right, and that's what he was saying,
yeah.
that as a general rule they don't, unless, people do come with guns or stupid like that,
Yeah.
He said whenever there's the new alpha guy, like I say, they might break off a tree and throw it in that area or something, just to kind of let them know, we know you're there and don't screw with us, type of thing.
Did he talk about finding deer carcasses and such like this that would be evidence of their feeding?
Yeah. Yeah, he said deer and I think it was elk were very, very popular carcasses that they found. They figured they were feeding on.
And then I hear others talk about how they're largely vegetarian and blah, blah, blah. And so I don't know the true answer to that.
One woman takes her dog out a lot, but she always keeps her dog in the tent. She said, I don't advise anybody to take their dogs, because I've talked to a lot of people who would take their dogs with them, and they sometimes kill the dogs. And that would kind of make sense, because dogs are so intuitive. They're going to warn their people, hey, there's something over there. And they're trying to, keep to themselves and keep their society quiet and safe. So, but
I would just think, though, that if because of that reason, like as your dog was getting killed, and before your dog was getting killed, the dog would be making all of the commotion that the guy just finished saying that they're trying to avoid. You know what I mean? I hadn't heard that one. The concern about your dogs.
Yeah,
so I don't know. I come from the, maybe it's just I'm a goody two, I'm a sunshine and lollipop kind of chick or something like that. I've been accused of that often, right? So, but I think, that they're generally a very peaceful, so if they were going to kill your dog, it would be because they're hungry, not because they want to keep the dog from barking to alert you to their, you know what I mean?
Well, what they said, though, was that they would find the bodies there, and they weren't mauled. They broke their necks, and they said that when they found the deer and elk carcasses, that's what they do. They break necks. And supposedly break trees in half. And I thought, wow, that would be interesting to see. And some of them said they've actually seen parts of trees or huge stones come in to camping areas when they throw them. And, yeah, it was very interesting. This was the first one that I've heard of that's been in Nebraska, and there were at least a couple hundred people there. It sounds like they're already planning a second one for next year with some different speakers from some other shows and other people that have done a lot of research on it, the topic.
And so did they show any pictorial or video evidence or audio evidence at all at this thing?
Oh, yeah, there were lots of photographs. And, yeah, it was interesting, but they blend in so well with nature. You really had to kind of look to see them, and they're so good at hiding. You might only see an eye and like a little bit of their face because they're really good at taking cover in nature.
And, and again, that's the interesting part of it is, and I'm not trying, because at the outset, I do believe in the existence of Sasquatch, you know what I mean? And so there's that. But for what do they call that again with the C? I know the word, but I can't find it in my head right now. Like when we see things in pictures. Anyway,
visualization.
There's a terminology for it. That is to say that our brain is wired to see things, that, you know what I mean, to make patterns of things, which is why we can see, Jesus Christ in the clouds or whatever, you know what I mean? Like when I had burned my arm and I was just like looking at the burn in the mirror and poof, there's a picture of a man's face on my burn. What the hell? Any other day this word comes to me just like this. Is anybody in the chat room helping me out with it? No. Okay, now I'm going to be left on my own to find the word because now it's like not pixel. Okay. What word for when see things in? See if this will get me there. Yeah, pareidolia. There's another, that's one of the words, pareidolia, psychological phenomenon involving a stimulus wherein the mind perceives a familiar pattern of something where none exists. Common examples are perceived images of animals, faces, or objects, in pictures and things like this. So there's another word for it. In any case, that's sort of what can also be it. I mean, frequently we'll put pictures up on the screen here, and somebody has taken a picture of the park or the forest or something, and then we get this thing up and we start seeing, oh look, there's a dog there, and oh look, there's an alien there, and oh look there, and there's all kinds of stuff in the picture, right? You know what I mean? I'm gonna see if I can find this burn picture. I'm going to have to search for it elsewhere. Okay, search for it here. And so have you long been, here I found it. Have you always been interested in this, or did somebody alert you to it, or what?
Well, I don't know. I've always been interested in it, but like I said before, ever since I was a kid, I've just always known there had to be life forms that humans didn't know about, because the world's just a big place and they could be underground or anywhere else. where humans are not. I know humans have tried to take over pretty well, but so, and plus, when you learn there have been reports of similar beings, I think there might be different species within the group, just by different drawings and things that have been reports around the world for hundreds of years. To me, it's like, well, they can't all be making it up, and the footprints and everything. I just don't think everything is a fake. I don't think it could be, but it's just too prevalent over the years.
Okay, so can you see?
But then lately, I've had intuitive hits where, in fact, I was just talking to a friend of mine that I was saying how I've been seeing intuitively in my mind's eye. I saw a lot of activity underground, and I said there were a few humans there, but it was mostly, beings for me. There are other worlds, lots of Sasquatch-type beings, but, again, different species. And it's not like they were all malevolent or they were all goody-goody. It was mostly kind of dark, but again, just some different intentions going on, but just a host of different beings down there. And he said he had seen similar things, too. So since I started to see some of those images, when I learned about this Bigfoot conference, I thought, well, we do paranormal investigations, and since this creature or creatures is not really acknowledged in society yet, that's considered paranormal, so we'll go check that out. And so I love to camp and I love to be out in nature, but do I want to do that type of work and go hunting that much to find Bigfoot? No, I do not. Especially recovering from foot surgery. It's just not something that, is going to happen. But yeah, I have developed more of an interest in it, and I know my friend, one of the spirits he will talk to is actually of one of those beings, the Sasquatch, and I've always felt that they were at least as smart as humans, if not smarter. Like I said, if they really don't want to be found and society hasn't accepted them yet, then they really are pretty smart, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, I find it interesting. Anything kind of off the beaten path. I just like to read about and check out and talk to other people who have, experiences like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So I got the picture up, and it's really hard to see. You got to relax your eyes a little bit, and then if you guys that are able to see the computer screen. Oh, good night, Kathleen. Take care. So the guy has like a bit of a bald strip along the top here. So right along where my pencil's going is hair, and then here's his forehead with no hair here, and then here's his face, and here's his chin. There's the nose, and then the two eyes. You see that?
That's interesting.
And once you spot it, then it like sticks out really well. You know what I mean? He's got a fairly long face with one of these like sort of pointy chins and deep set eyes. And when in real life though, like in the mirror, it just like jumped out like crazy. You know what I mean? Like it just like hit me right in the face. But it's just a burn. There's, it's just a burn. And so it's just strange, right? Strange. It's a trick of the mind or something, And
I don't know. It's like we seem to get communication in various forms. It's up to us where we want to take it. I think that's where we've got to trust our intuition, our discernment.
Like that would look like a Shakespearean type of character guy to me. You know what I mean? Like nobody really in the, like it remind me of like, or one of the more King Henry VIII, like in the old days like that, that kind of a.
Yeah, the guys wearing the tights and the more formal dress.
Yeah. So anyway, bring us your picture of your burns, ladies and gentlemen. Find out who's hiding in your burns, And so let's get Diana's page back up there. So, okay, well, now, is anybody here for a reading? So that I know time, so that I can pay attention. I don't know if anybody's here. Yeah, Wildflower Wind doesn't see anything. That's okay. I don't think anybody's here for a reading. So, like, we'll take a song break and then we'll see, like, what do the people want to do? Do you guys want to call in and talk, or what do you want us to do? Or should we cut out early, or what? What do you guys want us to do? And I'm going to put the onus on them for that.
Maybe they've got a new topic they want to discuss.
Yeah. And so, or call in with your own comments or whatever. You know what I mean, guys? And,
all us.
Free as the wind. All right, we're back. Welcome back. And we have Dianna Monroe here today. And it looks like we do have a caller. And so let me go get Dianna back on. I should do a shout out first. Thanks everybody who's here. Bang, a.k.a. Alan, I guess. I don't know who that is. Brittany, hi Brittany. CJ, the artist formerly known as Christy, Dan, the man. Diane is here, and Gemini Moon, how you doing? And Diane in Canada again is listening by phone. Marie, how are you? Are you staying? Do you got a boat in your backyard yet, or ready to make your escape? Mary Margaret, nice to see you. Mike, nice to see you early. And then we have our caller, Sandy. So here's Dianna. Welcome back.
Oh, right in the middle of cough. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay. Didn't hear a thing.
Good.
Didn't. So, I'll dry for now. Okay, it hasn't rained in 10 years in California, and then it got 10 years worth of rain in 1 week or something like that. Yeah, matrixing. Thank you, Marie. Thanks for making me matrixing. Thank you. That's the easier word. Appreciate that, Marie. Thank you. See? Craziness. Okay, so were you, there's somebody that wanted it. Oh, you typed it a while ago and it slipped by. Dang. And all my other helpful people were there repeating it for me. So, anyway. The bat phone is ringing. Okay. I have this lovely little, babbling brook and birds and la-di-da sort of sound for one day you got fire, the next day you got rain. I don't know what's going on in California. Okay, let's so you ready to take this call?
Definitely.
All right. Sandy.
Hi, Chris.
How you doing?
I'm fine.
Good.
Hi, Dianna. Dianna, just wondering if I can get a general reading, or do you need a question?
Nope. Let me just kind of say your name again. I apologize.
Nope, it's fine. It's Sandy.
Sandy. Okay, let me take a look on your energy. I see money swirling around you.
Woo-hoo.
Not like it's really trying to get away or get to you yet, but are you thinking about either taking some classes or making a job change, or I get it might even be something bigger, like maybe a career change? Are you thinking about, you're getting another calling to do a different type of work?
Not really.
Okay. I'm not sure why all that money's swirling around, but it looks really good. It's just in this big circle around you. Oh, and I can see that you can grab it if you want to. It's there for you.
Okay.
One of those money wind tunnels. Grab
yeah.
the money floating on
Yeah. So I get the feeling maybe there's some more money coming in the future. Is there anything on your mind regarding work or job, or anything regarding money, investments, anything like that right now?
Well, I call myself retired, kind of, sort of.
Hmm?
And yeah, I do have investments in the I'm always concerned about that.
Well, I get the feeling that the planning and the work you've already done and any consulting that you've had done on your behalf has worked out very well for you, and that you don't need to worry about that. I get the feeling, though, there could be some more investments that maybe you want to make, and something that you might want to keep your hand in terms of, I don't know if I don't think this is it, but just as an example, like opening an interesting shop or something, that either you would run some of the time or you might be more hands-off, but you'd have your hand in it in some way, and that could be something that really makes some money for you, and something that you're passionate about, not in terms of making money so much as just something that you find very interesting and fun.
Well, I do sew, and I've always kind of wanted to figure out something that I could sell that people would want to buy and kind of have my own little business, but I haven't quite figured that out yet.
I don't know. I get the feeling you're a lot further along than what you think, because don't you kind of already know what you want to do and maybe not actively visualizing it, but you kind of already see how you'd like it to go or how you want to do it and kind of how to put it together. It's just the little kind of nitpicky details and kind of getting from point A to point B. It's not really clear yet, but you're ahead of the game in terms of, thinking about starting a business and then actually getting it off the ground. Some people will just kind of hang back and say, oh, I wish, or if I could only do that. But you already know what you want, and I think that with just a little bit of research and not even a whole lot of effort, you could really get it off the ground if you want to. It's up to you.
Really? Yeah. I'm kind of lazy, but I kind of have something in mind. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, as long as it feels good intuitively, just go for it. Because remember, the first image I saw was just you in this circle of money blowing around.
Okay.
And it was not, like I said, it was not moving away from you. It was protecting you because I just saw it in kind of a circle around you.
Well, that's fantastic.
Yeah, and you could just grab whatever you wanted. It wasn't going anywhere. It was up to you to take it. No one else was trying to take it from you. It wasn't blowing away. But I just see you, having some little business and really having a lot of fun with it. And don't be surprised, though, if that might become an investment in that, it might become a little more successful than maybe what you intend or think it might be. And if that's the case, I still see you having a lot of fun with it, but it might be something where it's almost like, how sometimes when you've got too much success or things are kind of going too good, it can kind of create its own set of problems. It might be a type of thing where you're thinking, wow, how am I going to get all this done? Or, I'm going to have to hire some people to help me. But those are the kind of problems to have when it comes to a business, because obviously the demand is there for your product or service if you've got that going on.
Right. I want it to be fun. I don't want it to be work either.
Yeah, and that's what I see. And I see, do you have kind of a unique or kind of quirky sense of design or humor? Because I see your walls just kind of decorated in fun ways and like having kind of a pink wall on one side and a different color wall on another and just making it fun.
Okay.
Lots of fun. Like you said, where it's not work. It's just, you go into this place and you're just going to have a good time. And the real beauty of it is not only, excuse me a moment. Sorry about that. The real beauty of it is it's not just the wonderful work that you'll be putting out, but I just see that you'll touch everybody who comes in this real positive way when it comes to the energy. It's like your creativity and your positive attitude, it's just gonna spread.
Wow. This is a great read. I love this. Yeah.
Yeah, so if if you've got a feeling to do that at all, I don't think it would take much to get it up and running. Because once you kind of put it together and say, well, yeah, I would have to do this and that, but okay, let's see about doing this and that, and you start to get it off the ground. I see you having so much fun, you just kind of take the ball and run with it. And remember, it's a ball of money. It's a ball of cash.
Well, first I got to figure out a product or products. That's the thing, what's going to sell.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I kind of get the feeling that you'll get that when you're just doing something that is peaceful for you, whether you like spending time out in nature or some craft you like to make or just some hobby you have. When you're doing that, I think it's going to kind of come to you when you least expect it, and you're not really thinking about it. You'll just kind of get flashes of, oh, hey, yeah, that might be interesting.
All right.
It'd be cool to create something, and this might sound stupid, but for the first thing that came to my mind was some kind of a carry bag or tote bag or purse type of thing. But then I got, how cool would it be if someone could make some kind of I don't know, maybe it could be like a top or a jacket type thing that could convert to a bag. So make it a zip-up thing, and that zipper turns, I don't know, you do this and you do that, and suddenly it can be a thing that you can carry things in instead of wear.
Yeah, people have done that. That's a good idea. Yeah.
Is there any type of clothing that you're drawn to, or something that some type of wearable art or something you can kind of see in your mind, but you haven't designed it yet, that you might want to play with something like that? Sketch out some drawings to see if you're drawn to something like that at all?
Yeah, I have.
So I wouldn't be surprised if it has something to do with maybe not clothing like just a dress or a shirt or anything like that, but something that is more fun and it's more just more unique. But I see it also being very simple. So it's not something that would turn people off, like, oh, that pattern's too wild or that's too complex. I just see it being very, very simple but very practical too.
Okay, I like that. Yeah, I'm very practical. So
yeah, just have fun with it.
Yeah. So, do you see anything else besides that in my life happening?
This big white...
No, I'm not going there, Chris.
Excuse me.
I'm not even interested.
Something about your spiritual energy, because I just see this big white ball above you. Have you been doing any type of classes or work or visualization, affirmations, anything like that in terms of, more of what you want in your life and becoming more connected to the other help we've got, and not only being connected to the other help, but we're moving more and more now with, kind of tuning in more to that divinity within ourselves, to bring about.
I'm always thinking and trying to work towards that. Yeah.
Because this ball, at first I thought, well, is that the moon? But it's not. But it's this really big, beautiful, bright white ball that looks kind of like the moon, only it's all white. It's very bright. And it's just kind of spinning around, and it looks like a piece of it starting to come off and pull away. And I just see all of these gifts for you, and I get the feeling that these gifts are things that you already know you want in your life or things that you will want in the future. Mm-hmm. It's just kind of they're telling me the biggest message to get you is know what it is you want, and then know about more kind of going within, not in a meditative state like quieting your mind, but just being more active internally in terms of whether it's an affirmation or just a lot of it, the power for you I see is in visualization. Whatever it is you want, just see it already in your life as you want it. And then when you sit with that for a little while, 5 or 10 minutes, and then, when you get up to go about your day, then just kind of forget about it in terms of, don't forget about it in terms of it being in your life. See it as already being in your life, kind of in the back of your mind, but forget about how you're going to get it in there, because you like to take a lot of responsibility for doing everything. When you think you have to kind of like do everything in your life and kind of fix the world type thing. And if you just kind of let that go of how it's going to get there and when it's going to get there, but just every day spend a little bit of time with that. And I'm being told, kind of picture yourself in that big white orb. Kind of open it up and crawl in there, and then when you're sitting and you're visualizing it, have that white ball around you, because that's going to help you with your energy in terms of knowing what you want and just kind of feeling that it is there for you, and that it's going to be there, and that you don't have to worry about it. Just kind of let go and just know, okay, this is going to happen. I don't need to know when or how, but, I just really being specific, though, on what you want, I think is going to be a big step just in you getting there.
Yeah. And
don't be surprised if you see it with a couple little things first. You'll picture something, it could be real simple, a great parking space, and going downtown or something. And these little things will happen fairly quickly, and it's just going to kind of build your confidence in terms of, tapping into that power within you, and just kind of knowing, okay, I do have a lot more power and control than what I think I do.
Okay. Can I ask another question?
Sure.
I have a son.
Mm-hmm.
Just wondering if you can pick up anything about him, what you see if he'll go to college, if he'll get a job, that kind of stuff.
Is he pretty good at science? I see something about science around him.
Yeah, he is.
And being kind of, how old is he? Is he a teenager or younger than that?
He's 17.
Okay, because I see him being, having fun like a kid, but being a little more sedate maybe than some of his peers his age.
I would agree.
But what I'm seeing is he's not quite sure yet what he wants to do.
Yep.
He feels a little overwhelmed, which I'm sure a lot of kids that age do. But at the same time, I think a bigger part of it is he's not really sure what he wants. So he's having kind of a hard time deciding, in terms of a type of job, a work he's going to do, even picturing what that is. So if you can't picture that, it's hard to determine, okay, do I go to a 4-year college? Do I go to this? Do I, apprentice, that type of thing. That he just needs to kind of, again, just kind of focus on what he wants. But I think he's already got the answer in terms of there are certain things that he really likes to do. And I see him doing, I'm not sure what the specifics are, I wish I did, but I see him taking a couple things that he likes to do and kind of putting them together. Like, say, for the example, the kid that's kind of addicted to video games, sometimes those kids are the ones that say, okay, I'm going to go to study comp sci or whatever it takes so I can design some of these games type of thing. But I see him kind of mixing a couple of things he likes to do, some hobbies, and kind of finding a way to mesh that together. Because even though he's got the strong science mind, I get the feeling he's really pretty creative too. Is that right?
I'm always told that, but I don't see that at all, and he would not think he is either.
Well, I don't mean creative so much in like an artistic sense. It's more, he's one of those people that can just kind of pull stuff out of the air and make sense of it, or put things together in ways that other people won't think of.
Okay.
And that is something, that's a gift that could really make him a lot of money and give him a lot of dissatisfaction in life and in his work because he doesn't give himself enough credit for the talents that he has. He's not aware. Well, of course, at that age, as kids, we don't know all of our talents yet. But he needs to give himself credit for what he does. But like I said, the creativity there is really strong. He can really see things differently than what other people can, and so he can find solutions that other people would never come up with.
Okay.
And that's something he's really going to be able to market. And he's so smart. Is he fairly independent when it comes to his studying or doing whatever he needs to do, whether it's school assignments or something else, some other obligation he has? Is he pretty good about getting it together?
Yeah.
And meeting deadlines? Because I just see him having that gift, and really that's something that he has such a gift for it. If he might be better to actually just kind of take some classes that he's interested in that are calling to him when he graduates, and then if he wants to get in a degree program, later, college is always going to be there. Universities aren't going anywhere. But he's just so creative in terms of finding solutions. He might be able to just study some things that interest him, and I see him potentially being entrepreneurial and starting his own business and going to other businesses and being like a consultant and helping them come up with solutions that nobody in their company's been able to find.
Okay.
and that could be anything. I mean, I was picking up strong science in school, but it could be marketing, it could be sales. I just see him. Well, he doesn't really have a limit in terms of putting stuff together.
This is a person who is not social at all, though.
Yeah, he's going to get more comfortable, though, once he finds out, things that he kind of likes to do. And then once he starts to build up a little confidence and he sees that he can make a difference and he's helping people, I think that's going to shift a little bit. I don't think he's going to ever be a party animal at all, but I think there's just a comfort level that he's got to reach, kind of coming out of his skin and, getting out of the school system and checking out what direction he wants to take for this next stage in his life.
Yeah. Okay.
But like I say, once he sees that, he's got some talent and he gets comfortable with that and he starts building his confidence, it's up to him where he wants to take it. But I think he could be fairly entrepreneurial. Does he have... I see a couple people around him, and I don't know if that's somebody he might meet taking some classes at a college somewhere, or if these are maybe friends he's got already, people that might have kind of a similar interest where they may not go into business together, but there's like two other people that might help him, and then he might help them in terms of just kind of finding what they want to do, and if they want to start their own type of enterprise or something. I see them, even if they all do it individually, I see them kind of supporting each other.
Well, that's good.
Helping them kind of get out of the gate that way.
I just want him to go to college and get a degree.
Yeah, right now I'm not really seeing a strong... Well, I'm not seeing a disinterest in it. I'm just not seeing a strong interest. I just see this big question mark around him. He's just kind of wondering, okay, what is it I want to do? What am I going to do next type of thing.
I know. Okay. All right, well, I've taken all your time, so I appreciate it.
Well, I'm here, happy to help.
You're right on. I
Thanks,
appreciate
Sandy.
it. Thanks, Chris.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Easy. Bye. Good night. Nighty-night. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Brittany wants a reading. Hi, Brittany.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Good. Just hanging out.
Just hanging out. Just hanging out. Let it all hang out. So, do you have a question or what?
I forget. Does she prefer a question or?
I don't think she cares.
It's up to you. Right. It's funny because as soon as you started talking, I saw you like talking to some girlfriends and sitting like in a salon, getting a pedicure or manicure or something, and just kind of giggling and having a really good time. So if you're not doing things like that already, I get out some more and have some fun, because I just see you having a blast.
Well, I hope that's the future. Nice.
Yeah.
First, you got to get some friends, eh? I'm just kidding. I'm teasing.
Well, I see you kind of having fun with the people that own the business and work there too, and just kind of cheering everybody up and having a good time. Because you're actually, celebrations coming through. You're celebrating something. Are you about to get something new, or do you have a birthday coming up, or looking for a new job, or something, graduating, anything like that for a celebration?
I mean, kind of. I was out of work for like a month and a half because where I work is being renovated, and I'm finally getting back to work this weekend, so. It's like a whole big party, like grand opening kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah, I just see a celebration, and I see you having a good time. But I have a feeling the celebration I'm seeing, though, is more kind of directed at you. Like there's something that you've either achieved recently or you're about to achieve. Are you taking a class or anything like that you're finishing up soon? Something that's coming to, some accomplishment that's coming to a closure?
Not really, but I've been doing a little bit more creatively, whereas I haven't really been the last 2 years.
Okay. Yeah, I just see you celebrating and having a lot of fun. Have you been kind of, the message I'm getting is wanting to get out more, or so I don't know if it's cold where you are, or you just haven't been doing as much as you usually do or want to do. But,
yeah, that's true.
But I just see you kind of, it's almost like feeling kind of pent up, kind of a cabin fever thing, but that as you start to make some moves to kind of, just do some little thing every day to just kind of push yourself to do either something new or just something more social. And social can just be, walking around the block and saying hi to whoever you see, you know what I mean, or going to the store and making eye contact. I just see you doing stuff like that, and really just something about more people coming into your life too. Are you in any type of I don't know, social groups, church groups, meetup groups, anything like that, or thinking about doing that?
Yeah, and I've been reconnecting with a lot of old friends of mine and stuff like that.
Okay. Because I'm really seeing that's going to be a good thing for you to kind of bring some more people into your life, because not only what they're going to do for you, but I just see you kind of lighting a spark with some of these people too, and then that's going to kind of bounce off back to you. And I just see you being a lot more energetic and getting more done and feeling more sense of accomplishment as well in general.
Well, that's the goal. That's really what I've been trying to work towards the last week,
Yeah, well, yeah, and you have been doing that already. Like I said, though, I'm just being told, keep taking the baby steps, and then pretty soon you'll be taking bigger steps, and it's just going to be, then all of a sudden you'll be thinking, wow, I've got all this stuff on my calendar. I need to cut back a little bit.
That'll be good. That's how it used to be.
Yeah, I think it's going back to that. And not even by summer. I see it happening maybe another month or two, fairly quickly.
Well, that would be great. I've just been playing around with different, I don't know, it's hard to explain, just somehow I've kind of stumbled upon, like, different articles about just, like, pulling, like, goddess energy and just vibrating confidence, and it's a weird kind of, like, one article will lead to another one, and it's just kind of something that maybe even I would want to write a book about one day.
Well, and I wouldn't be surprised if you start a group, not necessarily a meetup group, but it could be. But you could just, put flyers up and rent a room in a public library or something. And I just see you kind of getting some people together that have similar interests in that with you, and just kind of leading it and not leading it like, oh, I know everything, but leading it in terms of, okay, we're all here, we're all interested in this, what can we do to help, share with the group? And I see you just kind of helping organize that, and again, bringing like-minded people together and just having fun with it and gaining a lot of new information, things that you're interested in. And it could even lead to some other interests. I see you being very open-minded in terms of this. So if you're, interested in one area, it could spike off into other things, and I just see you really having fun.
Yeah, I told myself right now that last few years I've gotten very too much involved in relationships, whatnot, and I put a lot of things to the side that, made me happy and made me feel accomplished. So really about that right now.
Well, I see you. It's not that I don't see you with relationships. I mean, you can take a break if you want, but I just see you focusing a little more on, for at least, I don't know, maybe the next 3 to 6 months on just your interests and things you want to do. And as you do that, that's how more people are going to be coming into your life. So you'll have different types of relationships. They're like-minded people. Don't be surprised, if there's a new romantic interest, if you're open to that, if that's what you want.
I've been dating here and there, I've been going out, but right now I'm just kind of hanging out with people. I'm really not interested in a relationship, but whatever, I'm also open. I know things can happen.
Yeah, I just see lots of different opportunities for you as you start to follow your interests a little more seriously this year. And I see you meeting some good friends, too, just acquiring some good friends and people that will be in your life for a while if you want that, just different degrees of relationships and friendships, and just having not just a good time, but I just see it being very empowering for you, and you're kind of the beacon light, and I see you kind of spreading that, so then other people are going to feel empowered too, and then they're going to kind of take that and run with it and do the similar thing.
Awesome. That sounds great.
Yeah, and don't be surprised if some of the interests you've got now, maybe teaching a class, whether it's at a library to start or a local college, something like that, start out at community college, things like that. And especially, if you're going to write a book about it, colleges seem to like that, and of course libraries would love that. They'd love to have you come talk if you do that.
Yeah, I would love to. Basically, I kind of got this idea a few weeks ago where there's all these self-help books, and it's kind of taking different lessons from those kind of things and then using my own personal experience of whether I felt like that method worked or not, and kind of making it my own. And then just also, too, with that, throwing in different activities and things, just doing things that really help you and empower you, not just a quote or saying that, you repeat and that's it.
Right. Yeah, and I see you helping people with that you're definitely going to have your audience. People are going to relate to the experiences you've had and ways that you have overcome some things and then built upon some of your desires. Yeah, I see you not being afraid to do the work in terms of more research and actually doing the writing and getting it organized and edited and doing whatever you have to do, just to get the book out there. I see you having fun with it. A lot of people are fearful, I could never write a book, blah, 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 but you're not there. You're already passionate about it.
Yeah, it's true. Whenever I get ideas or just even small paragraphs about the past or just different ideas, I write it in the notes section of my iPhone just so I don't lose it.
Yeah, good for you. And I'm being told if you kind of organize those notes a little bit and start to create a table of contents. And it's nothing that you have to come back to right away. You know, it's whenever you want to write this book, it's your call. But I'm just being told that if you kind of create the table of contents, that's going to give you the organization that is going to help you when you do sit down and you say, okay, I'm ready to now formally commit to this writing project, and I'm going to do this. And that's not to say it won't change a lot. The table of contents will, because from the time you create that table of contents of your book, you're going to be doing other research and talking to other people, and some things are going to change, and you're going to be getting new information, and that's okay, because when you write, it's all about the editing. You know, it takes a long time to get to that final product, but I can tell you're not afraid of that. So just go into it knowing, okay, there'll be a lot of changes, but just having that one tool, that table of contents, I think is going to help you in terms of when you sit down to do it, it's going to give you that push, you know. So if, and I wouldn't tell a lot of people that you know that you're going to write the book, because I think there are some people that are in your life that they don't mean anything against you, but because of their own securities, they might say something or react in a certain way that might trigger some of your insecurities. And you don't want to hold yourself back. So I would just kind of keep that little project to yourself until you get a certain amount, you know, on paper or in Word or however you want to do that. And then, you know, talk about it all you want. But initially I would just kind of lay the groundwork, keep it to yourself, and then just go. Because I think you're going to have a lot of fun with it. Because you're already passionate about the topics you're going to be talking about.
Yeah, it's just something I've struggled with the last few years, and I think people will relate to like a personal experience and you know, different things that work and things that don't work too included in it. A lot of times they don't do that, you know.
Right. And I think that's a good idea to list some of that. And the word interview is coming through. Is there anyone that you admire regarding the work you've done, excuse me a moment, that you might want to interview and put in your book?
Yeah, there's some different people. There's one I can think of like in the forefront right now, but there's definitely, you know, like maybe a few names kind of floating around.
Okay, yeah, you might make a note of that too, because interview is definitely coming up. And do you have a blog, or are you open to possibly starting a blog as you start this project or on your topic?
Yeah, actually that's what I had one, and I kind of neglecting it, and I was just thinking about starting it up again. So.
Okay, yeah, and then once the book is up and running, whether you self-publish or go to a publisher or get an agent, or however you want to do it, you know, you'll show them you're serious about it, because you're going to have this blog with this going back some in time, and it will also be a great way to advertise your book as well.
Awesome.
And people will be wanting to interview you.
Okay, maybe. It's okay if they don't want to either.
Oh yeah, they will. They will, because you'll touch the people you need to touch, and you'll hear back from them.
Awesome. Well, thank you. This is great. It was very helpful.
Oh, good. Yeah, good luck with your project and your interests, and again, just following your interests and getting all these new people in your life, because I see you just really expanding your life in terms of not just people, but your interests and your activities, and just expanding your horizons on a lot of different levels, and really having a lot of satisfaction doing that, fulfillment with your life as you move forward with it.
Very cool.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Chris.
I think my sound's coming in and out on my headset. So, okay. Listen. So, I guess that's it for our callers. Diane, unless you're there for reading, if you are, press 1 on your phone right now, and let us know. Say hi. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, why don't we wrap it then, guys? We're half an hour early, but I don't really see. Is anyone else? Yeah, I think that's it. So Dianna, tell people, where's your website?
PsychicFrontier.com.
Awesome. And how did that surgery go anyway?
Well, so far so good. I still have stitches, but no infection, so it's healing well. I guess healing as it's supposed to. So it's a slow process, but we do what we have to do. And so I thank you for all your good thoughts and energy from you, Chris, and everybody else out there, because I know it helped. Problem. I know it helped a lot.
Awesome. Okay, well, we will see you back here March 6th.
Wow, we'll be in March already. Woo!
I know, right?
I know.
Crazy. It's insane. Okay, so thank you very much, and especially since you weren't feeling all that great. We're going to see you guys back tomorrow for Kathleen Moore. 3, 2, thanks everybody. 1.
You.
Peace out.